Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about updates following the crash between the two McLaren drivers. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's just remind ourselves of what happened. Lando Norris started the race in P2, Oscar Piastri was in P3, but Piastri got a better start than Norris and drew alongside his teammate going in to turn 1, but Piastri attempted to perform the switchback on Norris to exit turn 1 and get better traction, but as Piastri cut back, he collided with the Sauber of Nico Hülkenberg, with Piastri's car being tipped into Norris's, with both drivers being out as a result. Now, when you look at this incident, I do think it's fair to say that it is Piastri who caused it. Had he not done that switchback manoeuvre, none of this would have happened, I don't think. But at the same time, Piastri couldn't really continue on the trajectory that he was on, because if he tried to continue going round the outside of Norris, I think it's very likely he would have ended up off the track. You know, Norris was late on the brakes. He was not going to let Piastri go around the outside of him. And as I say, I think if Piastri continued on the path he was on, he would have likely gone off the track and lost quite a few positions. Now, the stewards decided that this whole thing was a racing incident, and when asked by Racing News 365 for his thoughts on what happened, Piastri said, "For me, it's a racing incident. I was a long way from the apex, and I think the cars behind were going pretty deep into the corner, so could I have done something different? Maybe yes. But that different thing would have been to potentially let 2 or 3 cars go by. I just can't drive around the outside of the track and let everyone use up all the space, so I think calling it a racing incident is fair." Now, in the immediate aftermath of this incident, McLaren Racing Chief Executive Zak Brown was not happy, and he put the blame on Nico Hülkenberg, with him telling Sky Sports F1, "I want to see the replay again, but clearly Nico Hülkenberg drove into Oscar and he had no business being where he was. He went into his left rear tyre." However, Zak Brown went on to retract those comments later on, with him going on to tell Sky Sports F1, "I've reviewed it. I think I've changed my view. I can't really put that on Nico in the heat of the moment. Obviously pretty bothered what I saw there. A lot of incidents in turn 1, but I don't think that's on Nico." But what was unclear about Zak Brown's response was, did he think this was just a racing incident now, or did he think that Piastri was in some way responsible? Meanwhile, speaking to Sky F1 after the sprint, McLaren team principal Andrea Stella said, "It's surprising that some drivers with a lot of experience don't act with more prudence. Go to the first corner, make sure you don't damage competitors, then carry on." But following qualifying, Stella confirmed that there will be a detailed review of the crash between Piastri and Norris, with Stella saying, as quoted by Autosport, "Obviously, we've had a couple of conversations with Lando and Oscar, but the conversations were fundamentally about resetting. In racing, you can't look backwards too much, especially when you have a qualifying session ahead. So it was a conversation about resetting. As usual, we will review at the right time the incident. We will do that collaboratively, the team, the drivers, and we will make the right assessment. This follows the way we approach the situation based on our racing framework, and both Lando and Oscar were happy with this kind of approach." And interestingly, it looks like that Lando Norris has softened his defence of Piastri. I mean, Sky F1 say that Norris was initially extremely dismissive of a suggestion from a Sky Italy reporter that Piastri might face some sort of action over the incident, with Norris saying, "He got hit, no? He got hit, right? So why is it his fault? Oscar got hit by another car. Oscar got hit. It can't be his fault." But after watching back the incident, Norris appeared to take a slightly different approach, as he said he would get the chance to understand a few more things when the team conduct a full review. Speaking after qualifying, Norris said, "It's like all things from what we do as a team. It'll be reviewed. I think it just takes a bit more time to understand everything, and certainly just before qualifying and probably before the race tomorrow is not the best time. I think things will be reviewed to just try and understand a few more things, but apart from that, it's nothing I can do. I just have to crack on and do my own thing." Now, if we go back to the Singapore Grand Prix, there was also an incident between Piastri and Norris at the start of the race. Basically, Norris went for a move up the inside of Piastri at turn 3, but made contact with Piastri as he went on to take the place. Piastri was not happy about it over the team radio, but McLaren allowed Norris to keep the position, with them initially feeling that Norris had only went into Piastri as a direct result of first tagging the back of Max Verstappen's Red Bull. However, going into Austin, Norris revealed that the team held him accountable for the incident after conducting their post-race review, and as a result, Norris also said that he was facing repercussions. And could Piastri be facing something similar following what happened in Austin? As I said, Zak Brown was very quick to blame other drivers for the incident that happened, but that seems to have calmed now, and McLaren are going to conduct a review of what happened, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens from this. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.